improve quality of life from multi-center study. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the invitation, and thank you for staying. I try to keep it short so you can all enjoy the coffee break. We have no disclosures. We started off in Katowice last year as a pediatric project, and then as our results were very promising, we expanded our study to 4 other centers. And as we started off, pediatrics, the main concern is safety of our children, and the long term, the long run, go for the long run. The adults, they want to live their life, not worry about diabetes. And then we had a patient called double trouble, and we want to keep them safe, both by baby and mother. And we want to find a nice metaphor. How does the living with diabetes feel like? So we believe it's like flying a balloon. You have to watch out for the hot air. You cannot go too high, nor you can go too low because you will crash. And you have to constantly think about it. You feel a freedom, you feel a great, you see the great picture, but constantly have to think about the amount of the hot air balloon. And we want our patient to enjoy their life, to fully seize, to be able to go out in a work and live life without limits. And we want them to feel that they are normal. And then what we also want to give them is we want to give them a system that will enable them to land safety in case something happens. And with this metaphorical parachute, the smarter technology, we want to see how they feel on their quality of life. They feel less threatened about them, hypoglycemia, how about the quality of life? So we got a group of 52 patients who could afford the Medtronic pump as it's not reimbursed by the Polish government. They were quite motivated. As you see, mean HbA1c was 6.9. And the duration of type 1 diabetes was 7.9 years, which means they had an idea of what hypoglycemia is and what it feels like to be low. So what we did, after 3 to 6 months after introduction of men's insulin pump, we conducted 2 surveys. We've been personal or over phone, over emails, which also led to some fun situations. So the first one was measuring quality of life, and the second one was assessing satisfaction from treatment and the effect on the overall health. So the first one is QoL. It's a standardized version we obtained from MAPI Research Trust. It measures the quality of life in 4 aspects of life. It's diabetes as a chronic disease. How much of the symptoms do I have as a patient? Treatment. How much of a nuisance is it for me to be treated with diabetes? Communication. How hard is it for me to tell to other people about my disease? And worries. It's about going high, low, is short term, and long term, which is how do I feel about the complications of diabetes. And the second one was an authorial questionnaire, which measured the satisfaction with the therapy and the influence of pump therapy on everyday life, how it changed their life. Now, the results we got, these are patient reports. It's not the hard data we got, it is the patient reports. So, pediatric group, communication, 79%. The higher QoL, the higher the score, the better. 79%, it was amazing, especially for little kids, girls especially. Like, you know, in the era of smartphones, everyone has some sort of electronic gadget. But the pump, it makes these little kids into small princesses because everyone takes care of them. They get extra treatment, extra attention. And all the kids, they want to see what it is. It changes in junior high, they get a bit shy. Worries. The patient were not worried at all about hypos. They worried a bit about hyper and long-term complications as a pediatric group, but overall, patients were very satisfied with the safety and they didn't worry that much. And treatment was a bit of a nuisance, but it wasn't that bad. And a chronic disease, unfortunately, we could relieve most symptoms, but still it lives in the back of your head that if you have diabetes, you have to watch out. With the adults, we got similar results, except for the worries. They had much higher concern regarding the long-term effects of diabetes, as they had it for several years, and they were just simply worried. Overall, 79% communication, in the 70s, treatment diabetes, and worries around 60. Now, number of reported episodes of hypoglycemia. Now, 24 patients, pediatric patients, 70%, they report less hypoglycemia, they feel better. The 9% of patients report no change. These are the patients who told us that they didn't really feel any difference. They feel safer, but they don't really feel any difference at all. With the adult patients, 17 report less, they feel much better. And 2 patients, they found no change. Overall, 11 patients report no change, but 41 patients, that is almost 80%, they report less episodes of hypoglycemia. Now, frequency of blood glucose testing with glucose meters. Most patients, pediatric patients, they report no change. That is due to the fact that the parents, they care about their children. They don't worry, they don't really want to trust the technology to take over their role. They feel that they need to test them every time. The 16 patients, these are the older patients. Those, when you look at the age, the older the patient, the more likely the parent is to trust the pump and to trust the child to be conscious about what happens with it. With the adults, 11 patients report reduced frequency. They feel less pressure to check the blood glucose with the glucometers. Overall, 27 versus 25 to reduce frequency. Self-management. So 16 patients report easier self-management, the pediatric group. This is the group of patients, kindergarten and junior primary school. That is the patients who previously couldn't really control them. Now with the trends and graphic, they can do it better. 17 patients, this is the older patients, the adolescent patients who are already controlling, so there was no much room for improvement. And the very young patients, like we called the mom and asked her, so how's Frank doing? Is better for him? And she said, yeah, but you know what, Frank is 2 years old and he can't really self-manage. And the adults, 16 claim to be easier, mainly because the better sensor coherence. Overall, most patients report the self-management to be easier. So to conclude, the 640 therapy appears to be a viable option. Patients feel less threatened by the hypoglycemia, and especially adult group, and generally it seems to improve the quality of life. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any last questions? So just one question with the quantification of reduction in hypoglycemia. Did you use CareLink downloads to quantify that, or just patient report?
We had a CareLink report, but in this study we concentrated mainly on patient reports. So we didn't put it with what they feel.
All right. I want to thank all the speakers in the audience and